What's up, everybody? Next stock we're going to be talking about is Intuit Technology Services. They have TurboTax, QuickBooks, all that good jazz. We're going to be talking about how they fit into my high five setup and how I'm gearing up, adding them to my watch list, and just being patient before I enter this name for a trade. So as you can see on the chart, we have a beautiful cup and a handle right here. And said handle is also a ascending triangle, as we can see if we zoom in here. We have an ascending and then a triangle formed. If I connect these, but I don't do that because I'm not going to draw it all the way over here. So we have a ascending triangle here. We have a breakout of the ascending triangle with this massive week that we've had, almost up 11% on the week. That's just one of the high five setup. Next here we have our volume shelf that it's launching off of, and we have a volume gap due to the fact that it is now at all-time high, or sorry, approaching all-time highs. All-time highs is about $702, $703. Next we have a bullish MACD, came down here, bounced off the zero line, blue through orange, going back to the upside, continuing higher, uptrending. We have our RSI here. As you can see, it was downtrending. It's broken out of that purple over yellow bullish indicator, and we kind of bottomed out here, and we really broke out of this downtrend that we had, and longer term trend for 2022 is still up. And then last but not least, we have our trend, red through yellow bullish indicator was coming down, but now have bounced, coming through the sweet spot and plenty of room to run. So we have all the ingredients for a high five setup, as you can see. Now let's get into the trade as I see it. With the trade, I'll just point you over here to the daily chart. As you can see, since the beginning, since 5 November, we've had 1, 2, 3 massive days. 3 massive run-up days, which the market's running hot, yes, but we've had these massive run-up days, and, we're getting a bit overextended. While we were having these massive run-up days, we were having decreasing volume. You can see if I zoom in here, we have this decreasing volume right here, going from almost 3 million to almost 2 million to now they're not even gonna hit 1 million. They might hit 1 million, maybe, today on the volume. So yes, that means we have less sellers against this name, but that also means that if we get any sellers like this, that they're gonna drag down the price because there's not enough buyers to basically fight off the sellers, if that makes sense. On top of that, we have let's check the RSI real quick. On top of that, on the daily, we have the RSI breaking over into the overbought territory. At the same time, we have our Williams R line smacking dead into our topping red line. And again, it's fine because, like as I always say, we can move throughout here sideways while continuing higher on the Williams R. But knowing that we are in the overbought area and we are smacking into this and we've had this huge run up, I'm looking for what, you ask? You know what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a pullback to the retest area. So what I want to see is a pullback down here to about, let's say, 688 or 672 to 675. So $3 range. I'm looking for a pullback, a retest, and a confirmation bounce higher. If we get that, I will be entering in. Once we get down here to the retest area, I'll see how it's acting. I'll make sure the high five setup's still there. If it is, I'll probably nibble into a 30 or 40% position. If we get that bounce, which is a confirmation that we are going to continue higher off the retest area, then I will finish adding into the rest of my position and my options with my options and shares. And then the price targets I'll be looking for are $703. And then the next profit target for the measured move is about 29% higher, up to about $870. And I would honestly, whenever we have a huge gap like this, right? Whenever we have a huge gap like this, I usually throw in another profit target at the midway mark, right? I don't want to just take a small gain profit here and then wait all the way up here with my capital, right? I want to be taking profits and then constantly deploying it elsewhere to continue trading and continue building up the portfolios. So that's what I'll be doing. 703 is the first price target. I'll sell off some of my higher cost basis shares once we get there, and then I'll be waiting until 790, probably unload half the position, and then um, I'm sorry, I completely missed this, guys. I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to do is, because we have a cup and handle. Sorry, I was so zoomed in, I forgot about this. We have an ascending triangle pattern breakout going into a multi-year cup and handle breakout at that 703 mark. So what I'll be looking to do is wait for this pullback here on the ascending triangle. Probably once we get that retest, I'll probably add 50% of my position once we get the retest there. And then once we have the breakout of the 703 multi-year cup and handle pattern, I'll probably add another 25%. And then once we get a pullback and a pullback in confirmation that we're going to continue higher, bouncing off the cup and handle resistance turn support breakout retest area, then I will finish my last 25% of my position, and I could deviate from that too. I'm still working out the trade exactly, guys, but you kind of hear my thought process about it. Um, get into some of it down here because we have an ascending triangle breakout going into a multi-year cup and handle breakout, which is super bullish, super bullish. So building out a position, just want to see some retests and then confirmations and move higher. I will say we do have earnings coming up in 2 weeks' time, and I don't like this name. The last couple earnings, 1, 2, 3. The last 3 of the 4 earnings, they've had pretty big moves down, about 6% plus moves down after earnings. I've seen them the past 3 times, and it's never good. So, um, yeah, what I think because of the earnings, if this thing does retest maybe this week coming up, I'll add I'll build a position there and then let it bounce and then go higher and then get out of some of it then before going into earnings, because then we could, what could possibly happen is we run up here, right? I take profits and then it comes back down to retest this breakout point of the cup and handle, maybe due to earnings, and then I get back into it, and then we go higher to the price targets. So yeah, you guys kind of heard what I'm thinking and what I'll be doing with this name. I think it's a great setup. Cup and handle, ascending triangle going into a cup and handle breakout, very close in conjunction, not like super far off. So, and launching off this volume shelf and getting the all-time highs where we have plenty of room to run. Profit target 703, then 870 for about 29%, and then 1070 for 52%. The timelines would be 273 days for the ascending triangle, so that puts us out to um, August 2025, and then this is going to be a lot longer. It's going to be like 3 years. We'll call it, yeah, a long time. So let's see, 2028, 2027. End of 2027 for this 1070. Like I said, like I always say, this is just timelines. It's not for certain if they, continue to crush it. The economy still continues to crush it with this name. It's a moat company. Yeah, they can get there a lot faster, but that's doubling, um, or it's increasing. It's increasing their company by a vast amount, right, in a short period of time. So it might take till 2027, but that's why we have these other profit targets along the way to take our gains out and you know trickle in, right? So That's what I'm thinking with this name. The Williams R here is also smashing into our red line over our no buy territory essentially. Once it hits up into this red line, I want to first see a pullback, create support, build our consolidation box, and then continue sideways at that point as we ride this thing higher. I just want to wait until we get that pullback, which I think will come maybe next week. We'll see. We'll see, just because it's smashing in on the daily and the weekly. We'll see what happens though. But I want to put on your guys' radar and your watch list, so you can add it to that, and you know, be prepared for this name if we get that pullback, or if you want to nibble in now, right? Um, Again, just be careful with earnings. The last 3 earnings in a row, this name has dropped over 6% off earnings because they just don't like it. And every time it runs into earnings and then has a pullback, runs into earnings, has a pullback, runs into earnings, has a pullback. So it's running into earnings again. So hopefully it doesn't have a pullback again, or maybe we want to pull back, right? Because we want to get in at our buy area. But you guys know what I'm saying. So appreciate you guys sticking around if you made it to the end of the video. Hope you enjoy this setup. Add it to your watch list. Let me know in the comments what you think. And I'll see you in the next one.